media.
Motherfucking.
That's all I ever seem to find in my heart lately. I'm starting to think that no one can save me. The darkness inside of my heart's not changing. I can see by the look on your face you hate me.
I'm on that left suicide shit, superhero, no sidekick. Wanna see dead inside, just look me in my eyes, bitch.
We're here.
On time.
Hello.
Hello.
We're on time. That's right.
Doesn't happen very often. We screwed everyone because they're so used to be like, those fucking people never start till like quarter after, so fuck them. We're here. And we got this.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are
That
dealing
looks
with
familiar.
this. Now, this is John from the Stan Laurels, obviously the man, the myth, the
Hello.
legend behind this wonderful album. Available now on BigStirRecords.com. I'm still getting used to the backwards shit. There you go, BigStirRecords.com. You buy that CD, and this is why you buy it, okay? Because not only is this a fantastic album, but the artwork's great. You pull this thing out, it's like fucking CD Inception, man. I
Yeah,
like that.
man.
And then you got that. That looks good. And it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
with a sticker. Comes with a sticker too. That's on my sticker table right now. So there
Oh, nice. Nice.
I got a whole table full of stickers that people send me, so I just slapped it. It's awesome.
Very cool.
Thank you for being here, my friend.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
We wanted to get you for a while because we love Florida Man, and I have to know who is the poor bastard from Florida that made you write that song?
Me. I'm the
I was
poor
gonna say-
bastard from
I was going to
Florida.
say, tell me it was Tom Brady.
It's sadly autobiographical, that song. So,
Okay.
yeah.
That's a good tune.
It's I don't know if you listened, you probably heard some of the lyrics, but
Yeah, I heard all of it.
you know, it's from that old PSA,
Mhm.
the one about the dad catches his son like smoking weed, and he's like, "What's wrong with you? What are you doing, man? You're going nuts! I can't believe you would do this. Where'd you learn this?" And the kid goes, "From you, Dad. I learned it from watching you."
Yeah.
So it's like I blame all my stupidity and all the dumb, crazy shit that I've done on Florida.
There you go.
Like I'm from Florida, so I learned it from watching you, Florida.
Good one, Florida. Thanks a lot.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean,
Yeah, it's a real thing. Florida's you don't want to be there.
See, I'm Canadian, so I see the memes and I see the funny things about Florida, man, blah, 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 like the headlines and shit. And it's like, is it really that bad in Florida? Is that for real?
It's probably worse. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
No, I mean that's obviously those are the extreme cases,
yeah.
but
But
there's
there
some
are-
of that.
There's a lot of those, though. It seems like you see a
There
different
are.
Florida man headline at least a couple times a week.
A couple times
yeah.
a week for sure.
That's
For
right.
sure. we got JB and Cheyenne here. Hi guys, thank you for being here. We're on time. I know JB was expecting 20 after. Sorry, bud. On time tonight, buddy.
He's got the bells on.
Yeah, he's usually waiting. So, where are you? It's the best getting messages from people saying, like, are you gonna fucking start this or not?
It's
So
like,
who's Fat Kid? Fat
That
Kid did
is-
the intro,
Not me.
not you.
That is Derek. He co-hosts another podcast that I do. Actually grew up together, and he decided he wanted to call himself Fat Kid. So
Well, it's a great
let
intro.
him.
Yeah. Very cool intro.
I did the music, but he did everything.
Oh, nice.
else. Yeah.
I like the music too, for sure.
Thanks, man. Thank you. We even got now. Not only do we have a sweet intro, but we have sweet cups. Sarah,
Oh,
where's
hell
your
yeah.
where's your coffee?
It's
cups?
right here.
That's
I got my cup.
We're gonna try and sell these from our great sponsors, the Meduti Effect.
Nice.
We were gonna try and say, buy your favorite co-host mug, but instead These are custom. You guys have to, when you buy one, if you want to, you get both of our mugs on a mug. So there you go.
Nice.
That's perfect. It's classic. You can find that for a reasonable price, and they ship internationally. Doesn't help us out other than you get to take us home and have a cup of coffee, I suppose.
Sounds good to
You
me.
get to have coffee with us every day.
You're gonna have coffee every day and look at my face right here. It's terrible.
It's a beautiful thing.
There you go. So what I guess, like, obviously you have that amazing website, plaiddesign.co. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check that shit out now.
Thank you.
Are insane, man. Like, what came first for you? Was it kind of like hand in hand? Like, I always find for me, I don't think it's fair when people are good at two things. I think you have to pick one. So you're really good at music and you're really good at art, which leaves me with nothing.
You.
So which did you start
Which
with?
came first?
Yeah, which came first, the art or the guitars and everything?
Yeah, like when I was a little kid, I was I guess art came first, and I was just drawing all the time, and I wanted to be like a cartoonist or maybe a Disney animator. Since I lived in Florida, it was like they had the animation studios like an hour away from us. Still love Disney movies. I mean, Disney's great stuff. But I wanted to do hand-drawn animation or something like that. So I did a lot of cartoons then, and then later on moved on to portrait stuff, like pencil and pen, and some pastels and oils and just about everything.
That's awesome.
But then, I hit my teens and I just got the music bug, and my dad's a drummer, so he always had a drum kit in the house. So I would just get back there and like jam. Didn't know what I was doing at first, but then I was like, you know what? I should really like try to actually play the right way, because I was doing stuff like playing the floor tom as the kick drum, as like a little kid would do. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably too old to be doing this at like 13. So let me actually learn how to play. So I taught myself sort of how to play the drums first, and then everything else kind of came after that. And then I kind of did both for a while, but it was music focused. And then just about 6 years ago is when I started doing that digital art. That's I've only been doing that for like 6 years. And that style just kind of came from merging my graphic design stuff that I was doing with hand-drawn digital art. And I just created that company, Plaid Design.
That's awesome, man. I love
Thanks,
the Beetlejuice ones. Ghostbusters. I love all that shit. Jaws. That's the one that I saw. I was like, yeah, I gotta get that fucking thing right on my wall.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Thanks, man.
It's good. I'm gonna get it one of these days. I promise you. Fuck yeah.
Everyone check out plaiddesign.co. There's no M. I couldn't afford the M. Just .co.
They actually charge you extra for the M. Did you guys?
They actually do. I literally couldn't afford .com.
You can have .co for you. That's
several $1,000s. So
it's hard enough to get the www, and some you don't even get that. You have to go just plaiddesign.co, but you got www. So you ran out, but
you can type in just plaiddesign.co and it'll work too.
There you go. It's beautiful.
Save you about 1 second of your time. That's valuable, man.
Depending on how well you type.
Yeah, it could be save you even longer. It takes you a while to type those 3 W's. You never know.
Yeah, it's really just streamlining at every possible angle.
See, absolutely. I spilled coffee on my keyboard one time, and my one sticks. So if I have to if I have to do an exclamation point, or if I'm really excited and want to do multiple, it takes a minute. Like,
ouch.
It's a complicated process if I'm trying to type.
Well, I'm glad that's the only thing that happened to your computer is the one stick.
Yeah,
it could have been a lot.
Oh, it could have been. Well, we were doing our Sunday morning show, and somebody said something right when I started to take a drink of my coffee, and I just everywhere.
That's the worst.
There went the one.
That's funny. That's funny. So you did this past weekend. You were on the Big Stir concert series. They do that. Is that once a month? They do that?
Yeah, they've been doing it once a month for the last, I guess, since January. Yeah,
since January.
This was number 4.
That's cool. That's cool. How was that for you? I know we had,
It was
great
cool.
hosts, Rex, Christina, Dolph. You guys.
Oh
were the
yeah, Rex, Christina, Dolph, and Irene.
shit. Irene.
All of them, kind of emceeing and hosting the whole day. They spent their entire day there doing that. And they had to, whenever there were technical issues, they had to come in and, kind of save the day. And I had a couple of myself, so that was fun. Where like Facebook, we did it through Facebook Live, and it just decided mid-song and that it's just not going to work right now. Yeah, so the whole thing just went black. I'm like, oh shit. The worst fear is that it's some sort of technical issue happens when you're doing a virtual live thing.
Yeah.
And of course it happened. But it took me a few seconds to get back on. And then the funny part is when I got back on, I thought everything was fine. I'm doing my songs, play like 2 full songs with like shittiest sound of all time.
Oh no.
It was like totally garbled, and like it wasn't picking it up through the mic because I guess it reset the settings, and I didn't realize like, I better check. So yeah, that was fun. And then I disconnected again because I wasn't exactly sure what was going on, and then reconnected, got the mic set up. So it was a 3-part process. If you look at my website, you'll see not 1 live video, but 3 live videos. So I broke my setup into three little sets. It was fun.
That's sweet. It's comforting to know that technical difficulties in an age where people are missing live gigs, the technical difficulties are still there, guys. They're just a little bit different.
Yeah,
just a little bit different. That kind of warms my heart.
All in all, it was still cool. It went down pretty well.
That's sweet. I caught I missed your set, but I'm gonna go find it on your. But I saw Blake Jones on the Trike Shop. I love those guys.
Yeah, they were great, man.
And like you said, awesome. Of course, the lovely commentators you had, Dolph and Rex and Christina and Irene there. That was cool. It's just a whole weird way to do stuff, right? Like nobody wants to do it this way, but that's still pretty fucking sweet that they put that effort into
at the same time. Obviously it's due to the need of pandemic and everyone having to stay home, but at the same time it's also kind of cool that even if you're not in a pandemic, like if you want to get people from, like literally we had people from the UK, like Welligan. He was awesome. He came and opened the show, and people from all over the states and everything. It's kind of cool that we all participated in one event from all over the world. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's nice. It's a lot easier to coordinate that than playing schedules and things like that.
Cheaper. A lot cheaper.
It's way cheaper. Yeah.
I like that. That's awesome. Yeah. So how did you link up with Big Stir Records?
Big Stir. So apparently they knew about me before I realized. I had noticed they were putting out a lot of great shit. Like a lot of the best current power pop stuff that I was already listening to. Like Indeed's a great band, and Nick Frater.
Nick Frater's fantastic.
Yeah, and Dolph Chaney, of course, the Armoires themselves.
Yes.
All great bands, and I was like, man, this Big Stir label is really cool. And I think I Facebook friended both Rex and Christina before I even knew them. I was just like, yeah, these seem like cool people, and we're all in the power pop community, so let's do Facebook friend stuff. And never really talked to him or anything, but I did. I also did that with Nick Frater. And he and I like messaged each other back and forth, kind of found out that he liked my stuff as much as I liked his. So we, kind of became friends through messaging and stuff like that. I've now played on a couple of his songs. One nice. from the last album he did, Fast and Loose. And then I played drums on the opening track on that one. And then his next album that he's got coming out, I'm on vocals on one of those songs.
Sweet. I look forward to that.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the whole Big Stir thing. Like he and I talked, and he recommended. He was like, "Hey, man, why don't you see about Big Stir and getting on their label?" And I'm like, "All right, well, sure." And he kind of like introduced us via Facebook Messenger, of all things. We just got into a chat room together and started chatting it out, and turned out that Rex and Christina already liked my stuff a lot, and they had every intention of like signing me. So
Nice.
it went very well. It was very cool.
It was an easy sell. I think I remember talking to them a few months before this album came out, and they said in the interview, I think they were saying, you know, how stoked they were that they were going to release this, and this is one that they were really looking forward to doing. So that's cool.
Nice. Yeah. They when I talked to them, I basically already had the album almost finished at that time. So they were really excited that it wasn't like a thing where like I didn't have anything going on. It was like I actually have something that they're going to be able to release.
Right.
So they were kind of excited about, oh wow, it's already done. Basically, all we got to do is like get you out there and release it. So it was kind of a package deal.
Seems to have had a positive response from everything I see on the internet, on everything Big Stir shares. Lots of great reviews. You know, I always see, it's funny, I see like on these review magazines like Chris Church, Stan Laurels, and Dolph Chaney all on Big Stir. It's like, fuck, because you guys are all awesome, and I love that label. Like, Jesus,
thanks, man.
I do a music podcast, or I was. Now we changed it to this, but I was talking to. Or I got emails from Big Stir, and they said, you know, hey, we're giving out sampler CDs if you want a physical copy, we'll just send you one type thing. I'm like, fucking right. It's like, I used to love getting those samplers from the back of like metal magazines or whatever. Like, hell yeah, I'm into this, like for sure. And they sent me one, and I was like, hey, that's awesome. Thanks so much, blah, blah, blah. And then they started to just keep fucking sending me all sorts of stuff that I didn't ask for, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm just saying, super generous. You know, that's
like,
that's
don't
how
stop
I got.
sending.
Yeah,
that stuff,
exactly.
right?
That's how I got. That's how I got this little guy right here. You know, just showed my mail one day. I was like, hey, fucking right. You know, awesome, Dolph Chaney, all that. That's awesome. That's fantastic.
Yeah, like I was my album was the first of this year for Big Stir.
Yep. Right.
And then,
that's right.
Then Dolph was the next one. They basically released one album a month.
That's right.
And then Chris Church came out in March, and then the Armoires did their Incognito surprise release in April. So
that was a hard secret to keep. They told me about that a long time ago. I'm like, hey, this is what we're doing. I was like, they're like, but you can't talk and say anything. I was like, well, why do you tell me that? Should have just not told me. But I kept my lips.
You actually kept your lips sealed. That's good.
That's a great album too. Like that's what I'm saying. Like this whole label, the community came into my life at a time when I needed something fucking different. You know, pandemic. You're listening to the same boring, whatever overplayed shit that I was always playing, getting kind of like, it's getting dark in here, guys. You know, it's like, hey, that's
when I listen to this song.
Exactly.
It used to make me so happy.
No, I'm just sad. Yeah. Breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's a great label. I think our genre is like all encompassing. Like the big catchphrase is power pop, right?
Yeah.
But that just kind of means really melodic rock music.
Exactly.
That's all it really means.
Do you think there's a stigma to that? Do you think people, like, if there's people that are like, oh, power pop, gross, you know,
yes,
it's like, well, I'd get out there. You check it out though, because like it's insanely good.
Yeah, I don't know why some people are turned off by that, and then there's other people,
pop, right? It's guys that sit there and say,
probably that
pop music. It's like, well,
yeah,
bro, but everything's pop music. Anything you hear is technically popular pop music, right? Like
there's all ends of the spectrum. There's people that are like turned off and like, oh hell no, I don't want anything to do with it. And then there's people like, that's all I listen to is power pop, and then they like try to categorize everything like intently and crazily and like, oh, that's not power pop. That's power pop. That's not power pop. Like, shut up, man.
Shut up, man. That's the same with metal. It's like that's more like gore grind, not straight grind. That's not death metal, bro. That's tech death. That's way fucking it's like fuck off, man. Just call it metal or whatever. Call it hip hop or all of this rap and trap shit. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, just Just call it one thing and leave it at that. That's
Yeah,
what
metal just encompasses everything. So
it encompasses all.
make it simple.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But it's good. That's good stuff. All you guys should check this album out. Check out the BigStirRecords.com. Go there and just
Just explore.
let your wallet worries disappear by pouring it into them. It's fine. They got vinyls.
You'll have no money.
You'll have no
But it's
money, so you got
okay.
nothing to worry about, man. What the fuck are you gonna do with no money? Nothing. Worry.
You could probably buy all the Big Stir albums and still have some money left.
Yeah, that's because they're reasonably priced.
Yeah, they are. Very reasonably priced. So still, just go buy them all.
Just buy one of everything. At least
Yeah.
the last.
At least
Just
one.
load it up.
Load it up. That's what I would do.
And we still do physical releases. I'm still into CDs for some reason. I don't really have any way to play them anymore. Like I used to have at least I could play them in my car, but then I got a more recent car and like
they're gone.
No, it's not happening anymore in the car. That sucks. But I still like them. Still like the physical product.
It's nice to
I
have
like
some.
reading the liner notes and all that other stuff. Like it was so cool to like look at it, like all the band photos and everything that was in them and the lyrics and and now you just hit the button on your Apple Music and away you go. And
all you get is a cover.
You don't ever get to see the rest of that anymore.
On your
Some people
phone.
don't even see the cover art. It's just like they just see the words.
Yeah,
very
sad.
sad.
Very
sad. Yeah,
but I think we're all from that generation where, like, I spent so much money on CDs when I was younger.
God.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's all I spent my money on.
Yeah, that or even like never really cassettes. Cassettes were kind of out when they're coming back now, and that's fucking dope. But when I was younger, it was CDs for sure. Now vinyls for me for sure. But it's nice. It's nice to hold something and be like, I possess this and I can touch it. It's not like click, click, click. Well, isn't it? It's more of a ritual for me, right? Because then you're actually going to listen to the fucking album.
Absolutely.
So put it on. It's not like I don't want to listen to this. Blah, 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 fuck it. I'm not going to listen to music. It's like I like to sit down. Like I got in my basement here. I got a sweet fucking stereo system. I'm not bragging, people. Trust me. It's an old fucking stereo system, but it's tight as shit. All right.
Old is good. Can be.
25 CD changer, 2 cassette deck, and then whatever the amp, and then my record player, and that's good. But I like to sit there and just put the music on and just sit.
Yeah, that's how an album should be listened to. Full start to finish. Just sit down and full attention on it. People like us, musicians, put a lot of time into like. Even the song order and things like that, and kind of working that out. How do these things flow within each other? I worked on that for a long time on all my albums. So when people take the time to listen to it, start to finish, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, because that used to be like Joe said, it was like a ritual. You would go to the music store, you would pick up your favorite band CD on release day, you would either put it in as soon as you got in the car, or you would get home and bust out your CD player, and you would just sit there and be like, and you're reading the lyrics as each song as they're going, and you're reading all the your notes. And now it's like, and I know I end up being super guilty of it because I have kids, and it's like I'm never not running a million miles an hour, and it'll be like, oh God, that album's out today, and I might remember like at the end of the day, whereas it was like release day. It used to be
Tuesdays
right now.
Tuesdays,
Tuesdays used to be the day. Tuesdays now Fridays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with stores now, but I think
Tuesdays was the day not only for music but also like DVDs.
Yeah. That's right.
So Tuesdays were awesome. Yeah,
like Tuesdays, you run to Hastings like as soon as they open. You got to pick that CD up, and now it'll be like 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, oh, that new album was out, and I go and I grab it, and then I'm still trying to like finish stuff up, and I'll like turn my music on, and it just gets lost in the shuffle, and then out of nowhere I'll hear a song I don't know, and I'm like,
that's
I have got to go listen to that whole album. Like the one that I'm really guilty of it with right now is the new Raw album, and
was that out now?
Oh yeah, and it's so good. But
look, this is the downside. I'll get it right now. That's fucking.
Like,
Yeah.
I immediately put it on there and I was like, I got to listen to it. And like 10, 15 minutes later, one song popped up and I was like, ooh, but I was going somewhere and I was like, I don't want to try to sit and listen to it all right now while I'm driving and doing this and that, because I won't make it all the way through. So one song popped up and I'm like, oh, that's really good. And then a little bit later, another one popped up and I'm like, oh, that I have got to sit down and listen to this. Still have not just sat and played the whole thing. And I hate that it's like that now.
It is, yeah. And Spotify kind of like ruined it. Or kind of, with the shuffle play thing.
Yeah.
And also if you don't have Spotify Premium, that's like the only way you can listen to an album. It's just like I was so pissed when you can't just like listen in order on Spotify unless you have Premium. And even if you do have Premium, it's like they're all about that goddamn shuffle button. I'm like, all right, if it's a playlist, fine, shuffle it. But an album?
It's an album, dude. Like,
yeah.
I can't shuffle an album. I won't. I have to listen to it 1 to 10 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how it's intended.
Yeah, as it's like you said, you guys put so much time into like even picking what order you want these songs to go in to make sure the story comes across or it flows right and everything like that. Like that's how it should be listened to. I use Google Play or YouTube Music, I guess now, but like I never jumped on the Spotify train.
Right. On,
I should switch to Tidal because I heard they pay more to the artist streaming wise than the other guys.
Oh, do they? I didn't even know that.
I heard they're the biggest payers, but whatever. I'd rather just buy a fucking CD off Bandcamp.
Yeah.
That's the biggest payer, I'll tell you what.
So you're saying like Tidal pays 0.00009 cents?
Yeah, as opposed to 0.0006. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Cool.
That's right. It's still nothing, but it's something.
Yeah. Still waiting for my 1 cent royalty checks.
The streaming is. It's so goddamn convenient, but it's such bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, I do it myself, so I can't complain.
No,
I shouldn't complain, but it's fucked up.
Well, because I don't know. It's made it so readily available, that's great. That's the good thing. But then they should be paying. Yeah. Then they should be paying a better price to these guys. Like you sit there and say, "Oh, I just got 500,000 streams on Spotify." It's like, hey. $30. It's like
we'll
good
give
for
you $5.
Yeah. It sucks.
I
feel bad.
I love and it's obviously safer than that 256 CD book that you would have that was like
the Bible. I love that.
The Bible. I had 2 of those in my car, and it was like like now you're like telling people don't text and drive, don't keep your eyes on the road. In like 1996, it was your knee up on the steering wheel and the book right here, and you're like, where is it?
I've got to alphabetize this thing.
Oh. That was the worst. Like if you had it in alphabetical order and somebody put one of your CDs back in the wrong place and you're just like, oh my
God, that's like,
where is it? What happened?
Yeah.
That's the worst. You can't do
that. Come on. What's wrong with you people?
I was like, can you not read?
It's by color and genre. That's the red disc pile. Come on.
Yeah. It's like alphabetized and then within, by date within each artist.
Date of release.
Yeah. Chronologically. Yeah.
That's exactly how mine were. It was alphabetized.
That's the way it's done.
Date of release, genre. I had one book with rock, one book that had like country pop and hip hop. Like I like all my books had something different in them, and it was like I want to listen to if somebody's like I want to listen to Garth Brooks. It was like you need the black book. It'll be in the and I could tell everybody exactly where everything was at, and then I'd be like, oh, you go to here to get it, and they'd flip over and it's not there, and I'm like. Who put it in the wrong place?
No, it's like, there. What? Look again.
And that was when you had the CD changer that sat in the trunk.
Yeah.
You had to get out to change everything. No. It's like, oh God.
The trunk CD changer.
God damn it.
Like I love one I don't miss.
And then you'd hit a bump too hard and everything would just go and you're like,
yeah.
Uh-oh, we broke it.
Not screwed now. Do you guys remember, was there ever a CD, since we're on the topic of buying CDs at stores, was there ever a CD or a time when you went to a CD store and you didn't know what you were going to buy, but you bought something based solely on the recommendation of a store clerk that worked at the store, or just blindly with artwork? Was there anything like that?
I was the store clerk that worked at the store, so
Nice.
I was the one that told everyone. But I would randomly, like, we would, release day, I would get all the ones I wanted, and then I would just kind of walk through and be like, that one.
Yeah.
And grab a couple others that I wasn't so sure about and just go from there. Like, I probably at one point in time owned like half of everything that we had in that store.
Yeah, I would say, I buy a lot of old records
Nice.
on vinyl, and a lot of times I will not have any idea what the music sounds like, but I will buy that shit if the cover looks tight. Like,
Yeah.
if it's like some really badass old school cover art, I'm like, oh, this has to be good. I don't care. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and listen to it. Like, well, most places you can't listen to it anyway anymore.
Right. Yeah.
So I'll just like, that looks badass, so I'm gonna buy it. And 99% of the time, it is good.
Yeah.
So trust your eyes.
Trust your eyes. That's important.
Cover
Really.
art doesn't lie, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Cover art's pretty important for sure.
Especially
I-
if it's something old,
Yeah.
like old 50s, 60s lounge shit. Like, oh man, like Les Baxter and crazy exotica shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is gonna be badass. Oh yeah.
You have to go for it. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So I moved into this house that used to be my grandparents' house, but we moved here like a month ago already now. Yeah, doesn't matter. But my grandpa, they've passed and everything a long time ago. But I found my grandpa's record collection. It's fucking crazy.
Nice.
Like,
So your grandpa's record collection.
My
So
grandpa's record collection.
what
So
kind of
what
stuff
he
does
has,
have?
he's got just an ass load of like big band stuff from like the 40s.
Awesome.
So it's like the 30s to 50s era big band swing. He's got a ton of like waltz and polka cassettes, which my kids love, and that's whatever, it reminds me of him, so that's fine.
Nice.
But just a ton of stuff like that. Like we had some Gordon Lightfoot. Who is the Hawaiian singer? Who's the Hawaiian singer that had like that Tiny Bubbles? What the hell, Benny Ho?
Don Ho.
Don Ho, thank you. Yeah, I had some of that. Like Tom Jones and stuff like that. Like whatever. Dean Martin, I love Dean Martin. So
Right.
it's a huge score, but there's like 60 records. I was like, Jesus, this is the best. I mixed that with my collection, so it's cool. Yeah, it's fun. But that Don Ho, there, Elvira, there you go. Don Ho, Tiny Bubbles, and I thought that was epic. I put that on the other day. I was like, "Oh, hey, welcome."
Hi, Elvira.
She's like, I was listening to it one day with my little son, my youngest son, and I thought, this is like a Hawaiian Johnny Cash. This is the best. My shit's on Don Ho, but he rules.
Man, Don Ho, you can't fuck with Don Ho.
You can't fuck with Don Ho. It's good.
It's a great name.
Yeah,
Just alone.
It is.
Don Ho.
Love it.
That's like, and I feel like artists and bands had like just really awesome names back then. Like I went through, I go to my mom's house every now and then, and I'll go through my dad's old record collection, and I found Joe a Juice Newton album, and he was like, "It's Queen of Hearts" on it, and I was like, "Duh!"
Oh yeah,
man.
It's headed to him soon. It's ready to go. Who I am as a person has dictated that it has not been shipped yet.
As a person, I just wait every day. It's like, maybe today. Oh no.
Maybe she'll text me and tell me it's on the way today.
The main thing is you have it and it's ready at some point. And I'm
box
not going
is right
anywhere.
there. I'm looking at it right now. Like, just need some tape.
Know that it's cheaper to ship to Canada from America than it is for me to ship in Canada to Canada. It's fucking expensive. It is cheaper to get someone to go buy me a fucking record in the UK and ship it to me than it is for me to ship something like a province over. So I wanted to ship Rex and Christina. Speaking of that, I sent the CDs to Kevin. You're welcome. But it cost me $20 fucking.
Oh man,
like, really? But that's
why
fine.
Is that?
It doesn't matter. I don't know.
You guys don't have any idea why? It's just like crazy expensive.
It's a big country up here, but like
Canada Post.
Canada Post. That's it. Canada Post fucks us, man. It's run by the government. So obviously so is the US Postal. But I don't know why. I heard somebody say that it was because we have to have like a tracking number with the package, but it still shouldn't. Like I remember it being much cheaper to send something Canada Post, like $8 or
Yeah.
$7. And I was like, oh, $20. Like, when the hell did this happen? It's like a fucking envelope. What the hell are you doing? Like,
That's crazy.
stamps are really expensive.
So speaking of you guys being really far away but doing this podcast, so how do you know each other?
Twitter.
Yep.
Twitter.
Twitter,
Nice.
yeah.
Cool. So you guys just found each other on Twitter and decided like let's start a podcast?
I don't know how it happened. You were
It
watching
was-
a podcast I did, and then you
Yeah.
added me to Facebook or something like that, right?
Dusty had, well, Christian is the link there on
Yeah,
for
Christian, yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Dusty had Christian on his show, and then Christian was on your show like a week later, and then he posted something and we were all talking about it in this big thread, and then everybody started following each other and it just kind of went from there.
That's awesome.
She has a great baseball podcast on Thursdays called the Easy Out Podcast, and I checked that out. And I thought, hey, that's cool.
Cool.
It's a good podcast. It was refreshing for me to just see, a female personality that was, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, wouldn't that be cool to just do something and see what happens? And then we kind of just started this shit. That's been awesome. I've been having a fucking blast. Man.
Awesome.
Oh,
How
yeah.
long have you been doing it?
After what we
How long
did we all did the New Year's show together, and
Yeah.
then we started this just a couple weeks after that.
Yeah,
So
Okay,
like
cool.
February. But I started podcasting. I started podcasting in my own in like 2019 or something like that,
mhm.
Right
right
on.
before COVID. So I
Yeah.
think respectively we've each been doing it for a while, but this show
Yeah.
was only a few months now. So
Well, that's what you gotta love. Some things about modern times, and one of
Yeah.
those
Oh, yeah.
things is you guys can, without ever. I guess I assume you haven't ever met
Nope.
in person, right?
well, she's in Oklahoma,
That's
and I'm
crazy.
in Saskatchewan, which is
Mhm.
And yeah, you do a show every Wednesday night. That's awesome.
Yep.
Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we have
Tuesday
a
and
radio
Wednesday.
show.
That's
We
right.
have a radio show we do on Friday nights as well.
Very cool.
So it's good. That's
Yeah,
been fun.
it's crazy because you stop and think about like even like 15 years ago or so, you never would have like when MySpace was just starting to come around and you were meeting all these people from all over the place. It was still like not the level of interaction that you had or that you have
Yeah.
now with people.
That's true.
And I
Not
think
even
everybody
close.
got so bored being locked down that it was just like, oh, who are and it just randomly happened that we all chimed in on this one thing and everybody just kind of started playing like, there's Nicole is in Germany and JB is in Virginia. Everybody's all over the place. And we're just like, I like these people. These are my friends now.
These guys are cool. Yeah.
They're all over the world, but they're all my friends.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing in the Power Pop
Mhm.
like little community that we have. I have friends all over the world now. Just through mainly through Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. But still, I consider them actual friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
100%.
people that I've never met.
Yeah. Well, it's,
Very
Oh, yeah,
cool.
definitely.
I think it says a lot more about people that can make friendships with someone they know from just the internet, right? Because
Yeah.
you don't know, I guess, if they have fucking money or whatever, anything like that, or any
Right.
bad shit. You just know them based on what they're talking about online and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I think
Yeah.
that's cool.
Definitely
That's
cool.
Yeah.
And you can tell the people that are more authentic
Yeah.
versus the fake ass people out there.
Mhm.
There's a lot
Just
of
weed.
you fuckers.
Yeah, because especially social media, and they just hide behind their little keyboard and just like and just like
Mhm.
such assholes out there. But
So,
yeah, you just weed them out, find the cool people and stick with them.
that's
Oh, yeah.
That's what we do. And that's the approach we take with our guests, just like you, bud. Well, I wanted to talk to you, and I was talking to Rex and Christine, and I was like, I'm gonna just fucking load up. Like we've had the brother Steve on here; they were fucking hilarious.
Oh, my
That was
God.
fantastic.
Nice.
Oz and Jeff, we got to get him back. That was good. We ended the show with Jeff basically doing a spoken word version of that old country song "Convoy." You got a great big convoy.
Oh
how
man,
it was
I
so
barely
conservative.
remember that, but something to do with CB radios, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Breaker
that's
one, man.
hilarious.
This year's the rubber duck. Yeah, Jesus. That was so funny, but yeah,
That
Oh.
was the weirdest song.
it's such a weird song. It's just about a bunch of truckers taking over the government. Wasn't that what he was saying? Wasn't that the whole, that's what he
Something
said?
like
Something
that.
like that.
Yeah, scary.
Scary.
Oh,
So scary, man.
that
Ugh.
was
that was our
I
second
laughed
show.
so
Wasn't that our
hard.
second show? I think that was our
Uh-huh.
second bunker show we did. That was good.
Cool.
It's funny.
So you guys are in a bunker, or are you just calling your basement a bunker?
Yeah, I'm in like
Bunker
a
does
fully.
sound cooler than
Sounds
live from
more-
the
Yeah.
basement.
It's more badass because like I'm in a. This is
Definitely.
all cement from the '60s here. Like this is old ass shit.
Nice.
It's
So it
Cold
technically
War.
kind of is a bunker,
It's
dude.
kind of a
And-
bunker. It's
Yeah.
solid.
My house has, I mean, there's wood paneling on the walls, but it's like like cinder block from one end to the other, and then it's brick on the outside. So it and it's
Awesome.
on a concrete slab. It might as well be a bunker. Like
Then
if you look at
goddamn
it from the outside, it's
then
like,
God damn it, they're bunkers.
That's right.
Yeah,
I have a bunker.
I
That'd
think
be
that's
safe.
authentic.
I'd be safe here if anything happened.
It would be really like what I should really do if I want the bunker feel is that I posted the other day a satellite view of my house, and you can see this big shed that I have back behind it. I should like move everything in there.
Yeah, you gotta make a floor hatch. It
Just
doesn't
be
have
like,
to
here
go
we go.
anywhere right now.
Don't rename it live from the shed, though.
Yeah.
No.
Live from the
No,
shed.
Doesn't
it's-
really work.
I have like I don't actually. It's my landlord's shed, so she's the like I had to help her get something out of it one day, and I walked in there and I was like, "This is terrifying! Like I will never come in here."
Was it like old farming implements, like fucking
It
scythes
was
and
all
shit?
like everything is in there, and I was like, "Wow, I don't like it in here."
I imagine the
Haunted
sheds.
shed?
Haunted
Yeah,
shed.
you could. It's
Yeah.
like I mean,
Fucking
and this
ghost
thing's
shed,
huge. It's
man.
like it could be a house almost. There's a 2-car garage at one end of it, and it's
Oh,
just
wow.
it's crazy.
That's a haunted ass shed.
It probably
It's a
is.
Sounds
haunted
like it.
ass shit.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Like
Shy
I just wanted to know what was in it. I was like, "Do you need some help?" She was like, "Actually, I could use some help." I was like, "Sweet," because
You
it's
got
always
me.
she keeps the padlock on it whenever she's not around, and she's a much older lady and she's great. But I was like, "Do you need some help?" She's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yes, I could go in."
Sweet.
And then I took one look in there, and I was like, "Shouldn't have done this."
You were that excited to go in, and then you were that like
Terrified.
disappointed and scared
like-
that you went in.
Shouldn't have
It
done
was-
that.
I had been here for like 6 or 7 months, and like I'd be mowing the yard, the kids would be playing outside, and I'd just be sitting there. When you've got like a bunch of locked doors, and you're just like, "What
What's in
is
that?"
in there?" I sat
or
there this whole
bad.
time, like, "What is that? What does she have in there? What is going on?" And then it was just like all the stuff that you could ever imagine, and I was like,
Like hoarders.
almost
Like
I was
American
like,
Pickers.
"Ooh."
American.
Yeah,
ever
like
watch that
somebody
show?
could have a really good time in that shed. Like if they
Yeah.
if you really wanted to take the effort to go through it, there's probably all kinds of really cool stuff in there, but it's just kind of all piled everywhere. And I was like, oh,
Well,
I was
ghosts
really
are
hoping
cool.
for like, I
treasure.
don't know. I hoped there would be a fight club or something. I don't know. I don't know what I thought
Uh.
was going to be in there. I just thought it would be cooler than what it was.
Well, so you weren't traumatized. You were just let down. Okay.
You're
Well,
disappointed. Okay.
Still
Yeah.
ghost shit.
We thought you were scared. That would have been
I
more
can't-
fun if there
I
were
mean,
ghosts.
it was kind of like there's so much stuff. It was kind of like what lives in here? Something lives in here. Like, what is it? Like, what's
Probably snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like, what can I not see because of all this stuff? So that part was a little bit creepy, but it was just like, there's a lot of stuff in here. And I don't know why I thought it would be anything other than stuff. Because
Because they put a
just-
lock on it. You think if you got
Yeah,
a lock on something, there's
'cause it's
something fucking
locked.
important back there.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was like,
Nobody locks up their junk.
mhm.
True.
You know, it's like I'm gonna put a lock on my garbage pile. Fuck you. That's my
It's like
garbage.
there's something in there that's important, but there's so
It's
much in
behind
there
the
I couldn't tell
garbage,
what
but
it
it's
was.
guarded by snakes, and you'll never know.
Yeah,
That's
I will
right.
never find it. That's not happening.
That's like this house, man. Like older people have had everything they could ever need at any time. And like when I was cleaning up the shed here, because we're cleaning up the yard and we got all that done, but it was, it was overgrown for years. I hadn't lived here for like 8 years. And I was we're cutting out trees, like just with fucking the big clippers and shit. And I had this fucking tree root that was still sticking up out of the ground that I could not get. And I hadn't run into anything that I couldn't cut with these fucking things yet. So I was like, oh, well, what the fuck am I going to do here? So I was like, I need something to beat the fuck out of this thing with. And I just went and I found I was like looking in the shed. I was like, oh, well, that'll work. It was like a big ass wrench. And it's like smashing this fucking thing. I'm like, that's not cutting it. I need a saw. There used to be a saw. I could remember when I was a kid, because I did all the yard work when I was a kid over here. And I was like, fuck, there's a saw somewhere in the garage, I bet still. I opened the garage and that fucking saw's still in the same spot.
Oh, wow.
Perfect. Thanks, Grandpa.
Perfect.
Grab the saw and I cut that fucking thing out. So it was good.
Nice.
It's cool.
That's good. So you got all the tools you need now.
Yeah, everything. And that's just what I've seen here. It's like, God, I could sure use one of these. Oh, thank you.
There it is.
Yeah.
You almost
for sure.
imagine whatever you need, and there it is. Tool wise.
It's been fucking tripping me out thinking, I'm
awesome.
sitting there thinking, it's like, God, I need one of these screwdrivers. Bing! Thank you. Weird shit.
That's awesome.
That's good. It's fun. So what do you got? What do you got coming up, man? I know you just released this album. Are you going to be? I know you said you got stuff going with Nick Frater. Anything else coming down the pipe?
Well, I got a lot of bits of songs that will be developed into my next album.
Nice.
So that would be in the very, very early stages. But already thinking about the next album, even though I just kind of released this one. I don't want to do anything too fast because I don't want to overflow the market or anything with too much Stan Laurels out there. But thank you. It'll be coming. Probably shoot for next year. Maybe. I probably wouldn't do 2 in 1 year. That would be kind of ridiculous. So shoot for next year album, or maybe the year after that even, because I got there's always art to do as well. You mentioned my art.
Yes.
And then but first thing on the agenda is quit this damn day job that's keeping me from doing all that, all the good shit. So
well, there you
go. That's the problem
with
being a creative type that has to pay bills and shit.
That's the worst.
Don't you hate those bills?
Yeah.
Oh,
who needs them?
Yeah.
They just come back every month.
Yeah.
It's like you get them paid, and you're like,
and they don't go away.
Yeah, just paid this last month.
What the hell? Fuck you again.
Why do I have to do this again?
Sucks.
But yeah, all kinds of songs in the works, artwork in the works,
Nice.
all kinds of stuff.
Plaiddesign.co. Fuck the M.
Yeah, fuck them. Who needs
the
it?
M wasn't worthy, Plaid Design.
Save you some. There's another second. I just saved you. You don't have to type that in.
Yeah.
He has everything in your best interest.
It's all about efficiency, man.
Streamline it for sure. Well, no, it's been an absolute pleasure, John. Thank you so much for taking the time. We'd love to have you back anytime you want. It was fun
for sure.
To shoot the shit with you.
Very nice meeting you both, and thanks so much for having me.
Thank all you guys for joining us. Shout out to our sponsors, fellowshipbrand.com, themedutoeffect.ca. We appreciate you guys. Without you, there would be no show. Well, there would. It just wouldn't be as sweet. So thanks.
Right.
SLE Radio, of course. Thank you, Jay. You're the man. Sarah's got a show on SLE Radio coming up in 10 minutes live. If you want to go check it out.
I think we might start the show with some Florida Man tonight.
I'm gonna play
awesome.
I'm gonna play it on my show when I do it after you. So there you go.
We're just everybody's gonna get to.
I played it last night. We're just going Stan Laurels all over the fucking place now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's good.
Jump on some of the other songs too.
I was going to ask you what other one do you want me to play? Do you have a preference, or can I pick?
I mean, if you have a preference, you pick. But the latest single is "This Is Your Life." Maybe play that one.
Okay.
People are digging it.
I will do that, and then I'm going to play "Emotions" too.
Awesome. Little mood music there.
Love it. I was jamming it today. I was like, yep, this is what I need right now. There you go.
Yeah, I've done like film soundtracks, so that's kind of
Nice.
like movie score music is what that is.
It's beautiful.
Nice.
That's perfect.
Thanks, man. Thank you.
BigStarRecords.com. Hang on. God damn this fucking. There you go.
There you go.
Don't
Got
look
it.
at me. Look at John. Go buy that. Go buy that. Because your money means more to indie artists than it does to the big guys. That's all I can say.
That is true.
It helps.
All
Everything
right.
helps. Well, we appreciate
Thanks
you,
for
John.
joining us.
Thanks again, Sarah and Joe. Really
Yes.
appreciate it.
We'll talk soon, buddy.
All right.
See you guys later.
Have a good show. Sorry.
Well, I don't think it, I thought it, that's different. I said what I said and I meant it, or lamented. Words given weight without thought, and a person the way that